welcome to Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez, Realtor with Keller Williams Corona. My license number is 01249788. I've been licensed since 1998. I'm so excited to be hosting today's show on the Powers Now TV. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's show is being hosted by Eric Frazier at First Bank, and we also have a sponsor at ADT Safe Haven. We're going to have an exciting show for you today. First, we're going to share some market data on the city of Corona. Secondly, we're going to have some special guests with ADT Safe Haven and have a special guest realtor today. We're going to have Golden State Finance Authority talking about down payment assistance. And if we have time, we'll dig into some really great properties for sale in Corona. And if you're looking to buy or sell your home, we will have that information for you. That's our lineup for today. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to dig into the market.
Technology should be simple. Technology should be beautiful. This is the Smart Home Advantage system. Smart Home Advantage is easy enough for anyone to use, no matter how old you are. With Bluetooth touchless disarming, you can leave your phone in your pocket. Smart Home Advantage securely authenticates you, preparing your home for your arrival. Smart Home Advantage controls your entire home with an intuitive, elegant touchscreen that looks great on the wall. It uses intelligent automation to make things easier when you are home, and you can customize the photo frame to show off your latest family adventure. And when you leave again, Smart Home Advantage knows you're gone. And will lock your doors, arm your encrypted security sensors, close your garage door, adjust your thermostat, and turn off your lights, making your home secure and energy efficient. With LTE, a built-in router, panel camera, and more, Smart Home Advantage is the most advanced, easy-to-use, security and smart home platform available. Smart Home Advantage, all in one, always connected, always innovating.
Now, these are the numbers for the actual Corona market. They're real-time numbers that we are provided by our office with Michael Lewis Marketing Suite through Altos. And this is literally a day-by-day statistics. And I want to go over the real-time numbers. Our average median list price is up to $767, and that is up about $25,000 from our last update. Our per square foot is about $323, which is about the same. But our days on market are still continuing to go up. They're at 28 to 50 days on market. Not only that, there's about 25% of the listings over the last week in Corona that have had a price decrease. And then we want to talk about the inventory. We are down to 136 listings in Corona. We have 153 people here in Corona, living in Corona, and we only have 136 listings. Please, if you are one of those people sitting on the fence, please give me a call so you can help our inventory problem. Now I want to go over the renting. The beginning of COVID, we were having a rent of $2,500 to $2,600 a month. Now, if you look, we're at $3,100 a month as an average rent for Corona. Now, you can get a home for that price. If you have the credit, if you have a job, please let me know so that we can get you started on this. I also want to talk about the market index. We really have not moved that much. We've gone from 81 to 79. So we have a little scale right here on a seller's market versus a buyer's market. We are still in a very strong seller's market. We still have buyers that are out there, and they are very, very serious buyers. Now I'm going to go down to our next graph. And this kind of shows you what goes on in the market over the last several years. And this is why we are not going to have a bust or a bubble or anything else. If you just look, we have just slightly gone up and we have continued to rise up. And we have a little dip here and there just because this is where COVID was hitting us and everybody was kind of going. And now we're starting to get into our normal market. As you can see, it's just not going to come down. If anybody's expecting it to come down anytime soon, it's just not. We have to have at least 40% REO market in order to be in a buyer's market per se. Now I want to go talking about first-time home buyers. When we first started in the beginning of COVID, we were talking about 450 as a first-time home buyer get in the home market. Now we're talking a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet for $620. So if you did not get in before COVID and you are able to get in now, these numbers should show you that now is the time to actually get into this, because if you don't, the prices are just going to keep rising. And not only that, we're being told that rates are possibly going to be rising too. And we're back. And for those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowerisnow.com and check out other TV shows, our magazines, podcasts, and other special events. The Power Is Now is a great resource for anyone looking to buy or sell real estate. With us today is Benjamin May and Manager Matt with ADT Safe Haven. And I also have a special guest, Ralph Richardson. Matt and Ben, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Ben May, telephone number 916-667-6343, and this is my manager, Matt.
Hey everybody, my name is Matthew Crescenzo. I'm a sales manager here at Safe Haven Security. We are ADT's #1 authorized dealership, and we partner up with real estate agents nationwide to help out their new homeowners get their security systems in place.
Awesome, thank you. Ralph, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Ralph Richardson. I'm a realtor here at Keller Williams in Corona, and my license number is 02054110. You can reach me at 909-645-4394, and I'm excited to be here on the show with you today.
Thank you, everybody. Now, if you can please, Ben, if you can give us a little bit of information about yourself, that would be really appreciated.
Okay, my name is Ben May. 39 years old, been with the company for a year and a couple months. Started this job because one of my friends just kept on saying how good I would have been at it. And I, started here, and I really love it because, what I do is I actually help people, and, I get them what they need and I hook them up thanks to their realtors. And then I also, take good care of them.
I can absolutely attest to that. The reason why I have Ben on here today is because I've always been able to rely on him for my clients. If I just put my clients in his hands, he takes care of them, and then they're happy enough to transfer them and tell them another person that they like their service and they'll install it as well. And he is always there for me and for my clients. So I wanted to ask a few questions so we can talk a little bit about, we're having safety week this week. So I want to talk about safety, and that's why you guys are here. So my first question for you is, why did you decide to start with ADT Safe Haven versus any other company?
So I'll start with this. So I started at Safe Haven. I was fresh out of college. I went to the University of Missouri, and I was a graduate looking into entering into the workforce. And I had some passion about moving into sales with aspirations to join management soon after. And during my job search, Safe Haven and I found each other, and I was immediately attracted to the business model, the culture that was Safe Haven, and simply the buy-in that all of the employees had to the mission that we were striving towards here. And it was frankly contagious. So Safe Haven, ADT, we were the number one, and still are the number one authorized dealership in North America. And whenever I was looking for employment, we were actually in the Inc. magazine top 5,000 growing companies from, I think, 2015 to 18, and then in 2019 we were actually in the top 1,000 companies growing. So very appealing to be in an industry that was also growing so quickly, which is security, and entering into a sales position like Ben had mentioned, where I'm selling a product that I can be behind, trust that my consumers are benefiting from the product and services that we are providing for them at a truly one-on-one concierge style of an approach. So that's why I found myself here, and looking for a sales position, looking for management aspirations. 5 years later, I'm happy that I landed here.
I can definitely tell that you guys have the same mindset. I feel like I'm talking to Ben when I'm talking to you, because you guys pretty much say the same thing, that you guys have the same values and you have the same customer service values, and the model is absolutely amazing. So can you talk about what the difference is between your ADT Safe Haven and just the run-of-the-mill ADT company that comes knocking on someone's door?
Well, number one, they get me as their number one point of contact. So they never have to deal with any 800 numbers and be held on hold, and talk to robots and stuff like that. They just call my personal cell phone, which I gladly enough give them to them. And with me, I take this job so seriously. I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can even ask Jenny, you can hit me up at any time. If I don't hit you back in 20 minutes or less, I feel like I'm a failure. So I'm always there for you. So that's like the number one thing we also bring to the table. Also, since we have been number one in ADT sales, we get all brand new equipment and we give it to you for free, thanks to your realtor. So, I mean, we're just trying to give you the best deal that they possibly can, because if you go any other way, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars when I could just give it to you for free and then help you out.
Yeah, so one of the great things about Safe Haven, as well as ADT, so the differences are the fact that we're an authorized dealer. So ADT, it's not run-of-the-mill ADT, and ADT is the number one monitoring provider nationwide, and they use a dealership network to acquire some new business acquisition. And Safe Haven, we have multiple avenues. We do have door-to-door salespeople. We also have our outbound sales division, which is the realtor group. And we founded the realtor reach out approach 1999. We started partnering up with real estate agents to help out buyers that were in the market for our product, rather than soliciting every single new homeowner. And so that's one thing that separates us from other companies, is we're targeting people that want to be speaking to us. We're not trying to sell an idea. We're trying to help someone just get something taken care of a little bit smoother. But so ADT, they are our monitoring provider. And so in that regard, we are the same. Like Safe Haven is ADT monitoring. We do have some nice perks being the number one authorized dealer. We do have exclusive rights to a platform of equipment. So we're very proud of the equipment we're providing these new homeowners. We use quality of life systems, Qualsys. It's very secure equipment, as well as centered around home automation. So if the new homeowner also wants to make their house smart with potential light control, thermostat, climate control, locking their doors remotely, closing their garage, we have these lifestyle features as well as the home security features. That is also having Safe Haven stand aside from some of our competitors.
Now, what would you say is the favorite feature that people say is their favorite feature of Safe Haven and the systems? What is their favorite new gadget?
Actually, Jenny, the best thing that we have is our product line, is because all our products are encrypted to a maximum level, just like banks. So, you have to be really good professional criminals that usually rob banks to actually, break into somebody's house, because that's how well our encrypted technology is.
Yeah, so the coolest gadgets that we're bringing to the market are some of the lifestyle features, where you can have a keyless door entry, a smart thermostat, a garage door opener, or the very popular doorbell camera. And with our product line, we do have 128-bit encryption on all of our devices, which makes it very difficult for a career criminal to attempt to bypass our system. So that is the coolest new gadget. And then the coolest thing that I'd say that we provide is what Ben had touched on earlier, and that's himself. The personal one-on-one service that you get with ADT, being the #1 monitoring provider in the nation. You have an agent. You have one person that you can save in your phone and rely on, rather than calling through to a queue. When you need something, and we're all busy individuals, we're homeowners. We have plenty of things that we need to do whenever we're getting into that home. And so taking care of a utility or a necessity, it shouldn't be a headache. It should be seamless. And working with Ben and with members here at Safe Haven, that's our goal, is to just cross something off of your to-do list.
I completely agree with you with that. That is exactly why you guys are on here. I've been dealing with Ben since probably when he began, and he has gotten my trust. He has literally, he's like, I'll get right back to you. I'm at the doctor. He is right on 24/7. He works. Sometimes he tells me I got to work till midnight tonight because I've got so much, so many that have come in. I'm working till midnight tonight to get this caught up. So he will do whatever it takes to get you guys home safe. So I want to talk about, do you have any great client stories that you have that you can tell?
I have a couple that come to mind really quick, and I'm sure Ben does as well. Some of the first ones that come to mind are when I was actually prospecting. So our business model is we partner with real estate agents such as yourself, Jenny. So imagine me calling you in my early years here saying, hey, Jenny, I saw this property come across my desk. Do you know if the buyers need to get their security taken care of? And then the agent that I was speaking to said, hey, actually, I purchased this home. Me and my husband purchased this home, and we're just going to be putting it back on the market in a couple months. So there's not going to be an occupant to need a system. And at that moment, I could have said, okay, let's move on to the next one. But I asked them, have you thought about securing the investment while it was on the market? And we talked about some easy ways to do so, some very cost-effective ways. And she got back to me and said, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Let's move forward with it. And while they were doing some work on the home, somebody tried breaking into the home, and the motion sensor had caught them, detected the break-in, and the police were there, which helped them prevent a large theft. There was a lot of tools in there, appliances that were brand new. So they were very grateful. And just in that moment, hearing that my product had worked effectively and how it was supposed to was great. And in addition to the success stories, also just being able to provide better offers. When a client comes to us and they bring us an invoice, says, hey, this is what I was quoted for my home. Can you compare? And we don't only compare, we dominate. And we just say, hey, yeah, we're really glad that we got in touch today. So let's make sure that we're saving you a lot of money. So we have countless stories. I'm sure Ben has a couple as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick up on Matt with that. I'll get a client that sends me an invoice that, it's like a couple $1,000s. And then I just kind of laugh because I can do it so much cheaper for them. Like I save them thousands of dollars. And with stories, I can tell you thousands of stories, but the number one that pops in my head is we have the smoke detector, because ADT security is more than just security. We do police, fire, and medical protection. Mm-hmm. And this older lady, her house caught on fire, because, sometimes you get old and you forget to, blow out a candle and stuff like that. And one of her cats, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional, but one of her cats knocked over the candle and caught her house on fire. And if it wasn't for that smoke detector literally letting the fire department know that her house was on fire, she would have been dead. But they showed up to her house and they saved her life. And probably 2 weeks later, she gave me a call and thanked me, because if it wasn't for me helping her get that system and giving her that smoke detector for free, she would have been gone.
Yeah, being in the security industry, we hear a lot of stories. You know, lifesaver events. As Ben had mentioned, you know, our systems have saved lives with CO sensors, carbon monoxide sensors, smoke sensors, and home invasions. So we do hear a lot of stories, and we're always glad to hear that our system is helping whenever it can.
Well, Ben, you almost got me teared up on that one as well. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine my grandma having that same issue, and to have someone that I know that saved them for that, that's amazing. So the one last question I have is, what is the biggest mistakes that homeowners make when it comes to securing their homes?
Again, I feel like I can answer this one. So here at Safe Haven, we're not here to try to pressure somebody into doing anything that they're not already planning to do so. But the number one thing that I would say that a homeowner that is security minded, the biggest mistake that they can make is waiting for something to occur. You know, a lot of homeowners think that it's never going to happen to me because it hasn't happened before. And so there's two times people get home security, and it's either proactively, which is what we highly encourage, or it's normally reactively after some unfortunate event has occurred. So the number one mistake that a homeowner can make in regards to security is waiting.
Absolutely. And that's why usually when I'm in escrow on a property with a buyer, and we released our contingencies, I automatically send Ben the contact so that they can get set up right away, so that they even can have the security system set up the same week that they're actually moving in. And that works out really well for my clients. So now I want to bring Ralph in. And Ralph, do you have any questions or comments that you want to talk to Ben and Matt about?
Yeah, I have a few questions, Ben and Matt. So what does a homeowner need to do to prepare their home for the installation of your equipment? And maybe also add how long does the installation process take?
Well, with that being said, we run off a cellular monitoring technology, which is the safest, fastest, most secured way on the market. And the good news is, you know, we don't need Wi-Fi or a phone line. Only thing we need is electricity. And honestly, I've set up security systems with just a generator at the house because somebody was so afraid of their copper piping getting stolen, you know, because that was just that kind of area. And when it comes to installation, I mean, our technician knows exactly what they're doing. So it could take as little as 2 hours and as long as 6 hours. But, you know, 6 hours is usually the comparisons to the Flintstones to the Jetsons, you know?
Yeah, so our system is, it's a short period of time out of your afternoon to get something installed. As Ben had said, you know, a couple hours, depending on the extensive work that they're going to need to do, what level of security you're looking for. You know, are you looking for something basic to keep your perimeter secured, or are you wanting your home locked down like Fort Knox with a camera on every corner? Of course, the more equipment that you add, the longer it's going to take. In regards to a homeowner preparation, as Ben mentioned, we only need power. You know, of course, we need doors and walls up as well, but we can go in there and we can get a home secured as soon as they're ready. We're used to working around contractors, painters, and things like that as well. So if somebody does have some work going on at the home, that's no sweat off our back. It's something that we're very used to. We work in a new homeowner program, so we're very accustomed to working around movers and contractors and people of that nature.
And also, just to piggyback, if your clients wanted home security that day and we talked that day, if I had a technician able to do it, I'm going to send them out that day.
Yeah.
And usually that day or the next day is usually how fast we get it done.
Yeah, that's right as well. We don't have, you know, we don't speak one day and then have a couple of weeks until we can have somebody out there. We really truly try to expedite this process. And when somebody needs us, we try to be out there as soon as possible.
Well, I had one more question for you. I heard you say that you want to get your system installed as soon as possible. But for our viewers out there, is there a specific season or time of year that you have a lot of incidents occurring? And I don't know, maybe we have the Christmas season coming. Is that it? But you know, when should homeowners be looking out for incidents and maybe give you a call before that happens?
So I'll let Ben go here in 1 second. But there's a couple seasons that are very hot, as well as, you know, in regards to the year, the cycles that go on with the year, and then also the home buying process. When you buy a home, the first 60 days following that closing is going to be the most susceptible time that your home is to a break-in. Career criminals, they watch the yard signs, they watch the traffic. They know who's coming and going. They know, who's new. They watch the moving trucks come and see what's moving in, what's moving out. So the first 60 days is a very susceptible time period. Also around the holiday season, like you mentioned, Ralph, a lot of people are traveling. Maybe there's more traffic at a home than normal, and maybe the neighbor doesn't think anything of it. Or maybe there's no traffic at the home and the neighbor doesn't think anything of it because, again, the holiday season is sporadic. People are moving around, traveling. In addition to the holiday season, and then the initial couple months after buying the house, the hot seasons. Summer is our most booming quarter ever, and it's due to home sales as well. People sell homes when kids are out of the school year and things like that. But also, when people get hot, people get crazy, and that's the truth. So the warmer seasons are we see more business, we see more break-ins.
Appreciate those answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to let you guys give your contact numbers one more time, especially for Ben. He is the contact if you are interested in your home security system, and use the code Jenny G so that he knows that you came from the show. We need to make sure that everybody knows that, we're on TV, we're on our platforms, and we're here to educate, and let him know that you saw him on our show. So Jenny G is the code. And I thank you guys for coming on today and taking time out of your day. I know you guys are extremely busy, and you guys did a great job, and I want to thank you very much. Go ahead and give your phone number information out again, Ben, so that everybody knows your contact information.
Okay, well, I want to say thank you very much for having us. And once again, my name is Ben May. My telephone number is 916-667-6343. And that's actually my personal cell. So, you can reach me at any time. And like how I said, if you need security at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to get everything set up for you.
Yes, thank you very much, Jenny. It's nice speaking with you, Ralph. Again, my name is Matt DiCrescenzo. My number to reach me if you can't ever reach Ben is 636, area code 636-734-7457. You can reach me as well, not at 2 a.m., but you can reach me at any time as well.
Thank you, guys. You have a great day.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Now we kind of talk about a little bit, and we talk about try and talk to our sellers and our buyers and other homeowners about safety. Now, what do you think with your home buyers and home sellers? What are the biggest things and their concerns on safety, and how do you think this would help them?
Well, first of all, having a security system is just one of those things that I feel provides peace of mind. I know a lot of my clients, they really, really love, especially during the holiday season, having that the doorbell camera. And so I know I've noticed that that's been very popular, especially during this time of year when you're having gifts being delivered and those sorts of things. And so I know they really look forward to having that and being able to see the activity going on around their door. So I just love this idea of Ben and Matt being able to get in there and quickly get those systems installed, protecting your home so that you can just have that peace of mind, especially right now during the holiday season.
And what other ideas do you have about safety? I mean, when I think about safety, I also think about, protecting my neighbors, protecting the community. And we always have to kind of look out for each other, and always, take note and maybe, check in on your neighbors, if they don't have security systems, check in on your neighbors and let them know, give them your telephone number in case of an emergency, and vice versa. We really need to talk to people about communicating better with their neighbors and other people that are around them, so that if they do have an issue, that they can contact them, or then they can say, hey, you know what, this is a good program, maybe you should do this. I actually had a break-in across the street from me on a Saturday afternoon. They parked on the street and they jumped in the backyard and then ran through the back door. The alarm, they got alerted as soon as they literally were down the street, and they came back. The people knew what they wanted because they had just had work done on the house. They had solar put on, they did painting, they did flooring, they did everything, and they knew what they wanted and they knew where to get it. They went straight out the front door. The other person picked them up in the front and they took off, and everybody in the neighborhood in the middle of the day on a Saturday we're going, what's going on? We didn't know these neighbors. So, you know, their alarm went off, but it wasn't in time for that. But now everybody in our street, everybody's got their phone number, everybody knows each other's names. And I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, so I want to echo that. In my neighborhood, we've gotten to know all of our neighbors. And like you said, we've gotten their phone numbers and we look out for each other, we text each other. So I think that is definitely, I would agree, one of the top ways that you can, you know, stay safe in your neighborhood. Of course, one of the other things, after you've touched base with your neighbors and you have your security system installed, it doesn't hurt if you've got a dog. They say a
I
dog
got
is
two
your
of them.
best friend, but they're also a great way to keep your home safe. Sounds obvious, but you know, that's one of the things that people can do, because you know, having a dog to sound the alarm is also a great deterrent. Having cameras posted and, you know, outside of your home, whether it's a doorbell camera or a camera, you know, somewhere around your entryway, is great. And then the other thing that seems like it should be simple, but you know, everybody needs to remember this as well. If you lose your key, or if any of the members of your family lose a key, get your locks changed. You know, get them changed immediately. You know, you want to make sure that you're secure. And then I'll give you one last tip that I think is a good one. If you're going to have a spare key, everyone, don't put the spare key under the mat. Just don't do that. You know, especially in this age where you've got deliveries coming on a regular basis. There are a lot of people that are in and out of your doorstep area. You want to put that spare key in a lockbox, hide it somewhere, maybe even wrap it up in some foil or something and bury it, but don't leave it on the doormat. Don't do that.
I completely agree with you. I had someone leave me a key underneath a pot, and thank goodness that I'm in shape because I was able to lift that pot to get the spare key, right? But that's what you want. You want it to be not visible for everybody to do. And those are some really great points. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about down payment assistance with Golden State Finance Authority. You are watching the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona on the Powers Now TV. We will be right back.
Want to keep up with the current developments happening in the world of real estate? The Real Estate Roundtable, hosted by Eric L. Frazier, is a show you do not want to miss. The show features a panel of VIP agents who are passionate about helping people. It is what they do best. They discuss today's hot topics, latest market updates and trends. The panel also conducts interviews with prominent figures in the industry. New episode every Friday live on Facebook and replay on the Powers Now YouTube channel.
And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our real estate magazine, HUD Home Magazine. There is a lot of great deals by our VIP agents on the Powers Now TV. Today we have Carolyn Sensori with Golden State Finance Authority. Welcome, Carolyn, to the show.
Thank you, Jenny. It's great to be here. I'm excited to delve into the down payment assistance programs from Golden State Finance Authority. The way that I like to discuss the topic with real estate agents is really from a perspective of you not losing sales, not losing transactions because of someone's financial position. And oftentimes a real estate agent is the first person to kind of find out where someone is in terms of what kind of resources they have. And so you as a real estate agent can be the link to programs that can make a difference, that can maybe get them into a house sooner than they thought possible, maybe give them more purchasing power. So imagine as a real estate agent, what can down payment assistance do for you and your clients? Golden State Finance Authority has been offering homebuyer assistance programs in California for almost 30 years. We've been able to help over 83,000 individuals and families to purchase homes. And the vast majority of the time, it's because of the down payment and closing cost assistance that we provide. We've been able to provide over $634 million in down payment and closing cost assistance money in California. Now, we are a public agency, a quasi-governmental agency, and that gives us the ability to take your standard mortgage products that we've all heard of and then couple them with down payment, closing cost assistance, and flexible guidelines to allow for people to get into homes maybe sooner than they thought possible. But when people think of down payment assistance, whether it's a lender or home buyer or real estate agent, oftentimes they hesitate to look into it because they're worried about some of the things that may actually make it more challenging. So let's start off by just talking about the flexibility and maybe breaking some of the myths out there around down payment assistance. When it comes to Golden State Finance Authority's programs, we really focus on accessibility. So they are not limited to first-time home buyers. So whether somebody is returning to home buying, they owned a home in the past, or maybe they're a first-time home buyer, or maybe they own a property today, but they're going to be purchasing a new residence that they're moving into as an owner-occupied residence. And I don't mean new property. I just mean they're going to be moving into a new home to them, and the cash resources to get in with down are short. So again, no first-time home buyer requirement on the GSFA programs. In addition, the down payment assistance that our programs provide is up to 7% of the loan amount. And that's a lot of money. We're going to look at an example of how much cash that really can give them. The income limits are extremely flexible. In fact, we don't even have income limits on government loans, but we'll dive into that a little bit more, as well as some of the qualifying guidelines. But I'd like to start off with dispelling the myth that you have to be you have to have perfect credit, or that you can't have any debts or liabilities. It's very flexible. FICO scores are allowed as low as 620, and even debt to income ratios up to 50% can qualify. Variety of different financing options, and the programs are available throughout the state of California. On your screen is an example of utilizing our Open Doors program to purchase a house at the maximum loan that we can actually finance through the program. The loan amount, the maximum is $548,250. So I'm using a scenario of the highest amount purchase price, the highest sales price on a home that would allow you to only use the down payment and closing cost assistance from Golden State Finance Authority to buy that house, okay? So this example is a home of $565,000. They have cash of their own. They would be able to purchase higher than this. If they had resources to cover the closing costs, they could purchase higher than this by using all of the money we provide towards the principal. But this is an example, $565,000, and that allows them 7% or up to 7% in assistance. That comes to $38,363, and leaving them with a mortgage loan of $548,50. Now, $38,000, imagine that. That is enough to cover the minimum required on down for a conventional loan that only requires 3% down. That's enough to cover that $16,950 in down. And it leaves them with another $21,000 for closing costs. They have some cash of their own. They can apply that additional $21,000, apply the entire $38,000 coming from Golden State Finance Authority towards the transaction. And that would allow them to purchase probably up to about $580,000. And just showing you an example here of how the affordability can be maximized through using down payment and closing cost assistance. Now we have two different down payment programs. The first one is called Platinum. It's been around a little bit longer. It's been around since 2010. It's our most popular one, and the reason is because for certain occupations in law enforcement, firefighting, and all the support staff in in schools, whether public or private, and within the medical and healthcare industries, we provide the down payment assistance for this program, Platinum, as a gift on the first day that escrow closes. So they start out with equity in their home on day one and don't have to pay back that assistance. Now, outside of these specialized occupations, the rest of the borrowers are getting the down payment assistance as a 0% second mortgage instead, and it's forgiven after 3 years. So instead of a gift on day one, the other borrowers will be getting a second loan that has no interest, no payments, and after 36 months is completely forgiven. And that's what I think makes this program the most attractive to home buyers. But when you want to refer someone to a GSFA participating lender, the lender is going to dive into the nuances of these two programs and what's the right fit for them. And I'm just covering some of the highlights of these two programs. The Platinum program allows 640 FICO score on conventional loans, 660 on FHA, and as low as 640 for VA and USDA mortgages. And then you'll notice that the maximum debt to income ratios are around 45 and sometimes up to 50% when the borrower has a little bit higher FICO. Now, the second program is geared towards providing more in assistance. Platinum was able to provide 5%, Open Doors provides up to 7%. So the borrowers that don't have down payment money, they also don't have closing cost money, sometimes being able to get up to 7% is going to be a better fit. This program might be the better fit. Now, the assistance provided for the Open Doors program is provided as part gift, up to half of it as a gift, and the other half as what we call a 0% second mortgage that's due and payable when they sell the property or they refinance that mortgage or the mortgage loan itself is paid off. So there is a repayment of part of the assistance that's provided for this Open Doors program. But again, when you have a borrower that doesn't have a lot of cash resources and they can qualify for a mortgage today, this allows them to get into the property today, to start building equity, start building financial security, knowing that the assistance that was provided to help them, up to half of it is completely forgiven, and the other half they would pay back at some future date without any interest on it. The FICO scores that are allowed for the Open Doors program become a little bit more flexible. We can go down to 620 FICOs and up to 55% on debt to income ratios, depending on the underwriting approval. Now, all of the programs are for, both of the programs are for the purchase of a primary residence. It's going to be a residence that they own or occupy, but the programs can go up to 4 units. And maybe you've never considered that. You have a borrower who has this picture of the perfect little property that they're looking for, but you know that we don't have the inventory out there and that they may have to start thinking outside the box. So consider how a borrower might actually be in a really good position by buying a duplex or a triplex. Up to 4 units can be financed with our down payment and closing cost assistance programs. All of the mortgages, whether they are government loans, FHA, VA, or USDA, or a conventional loan, they are 30-year fixed rate interest, and the maximum loan amount, as I mentioned on the mortgage, the first mortgage, is going to be $548,250. Now, sometimes it's going to be really advantageous for a borrower to go with conventional financing, and that's because those borrowers in a lower income bracket that can qualify for conventional financing are going to get more attractive pricing, meaning better interest rates on the program. They're going to get better coverage, better costs on their MI because they don't have to have as much mortgage insurance, and they'll have a little bit more flexibility in the down payment options. But I don't want you to think that you have to be low income. You don't. A borrower can qualify for FHA, VA, and USDA loans, government loans, no matter what the income is. We don't have an income limit. Now you do have to refer to the agency guidelines. So if there is an USDA income limit for a property, that might apply. We don't apply any income limits. And for conventional financing, our income limits are really high. There's an example here on the screen of San Bernardino, Los Angeles, and Riverside County. And as you can see, it's a really high income. It's like 162,000 that they can still qualify for down payment and closing cost assistance. As I mentioned, there's some MI advantages, some mortgage insurance advantages, because the coverage that they need on a conventional loan for the borrowers in a lower income bracket at 80% of area median income and below, their coverage level actually drops drastically. But you know, this is where the loan officer gets involved in what's going to be the best fit for them. Now, as a real estate agent, I get a lot of questions about whether or not accessing or referring somebody to a down payment assistance program is going to make the entire escrow slow down or make it more challenging, you know, and how can they reassure a seller or a buyer that down payment assistance is a good option, that you know, a seller should not hesitate to take an offer with somebody who's getting down payment assistance. One of the biggest factors has to do with how we don't have any compliance review. We leave all of the actual mortgage loan processing and making sure that the borrower qualifies, we leave that to the lender. And so the only step where a lender is working directly with Golden State Finance Authority is at the time that they lock in the interest rate. And that when they do lock in the interest rate, they obtain a commitment for the down payment and closing cost money as well. And that step is really important. But once that lock is done, they are given those documents from Golden State Finance Authority, and then they go through the mortgage loan just like they normally would, which means your lenders, your GSFA lenders, can process down payment assistance programs in 30 days. I was on a call just the other day, and we had a lender who was saying that they could do 22 days. So keep in mind that just because it's a down payment assistance program, when you work with GSFA's program, it's not going to slow down escrow. There isn't going to be an additional compliance review step or additional forms that have to be turned in or a package that has to be reviewed that you then think could actually cause a problem during escrow. And the qualifying guidelines are so few. You yourself, if you had the ability, could talk to the borrower and mention the FICO limitations or FICO requirements of 620 or above, or the DTI. You know, on our website, we have the income limits for conventional financing, so you're able to look at that. And then, you know, knowing the needs of the borrower, get them in touch with a lender that can really look further into their situation and figure out which program will be best. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Here on the screen is some testimonials from people who have actually written in letters thanking GSFA for the program, for getting them into houses. And as you can see, you're looking at a borrower here that's getting 13,000, another that got 18,000, people who were renting for years and years, and even during COVID have been able to purchase a home and move into it. Now, how do you get started? As a real estate agent, it's really important that you work with a GSFA participating lender, especially the ones who are experienced in GSFA programs, because they're going to understand the guidelines. They're going to, you know, have a process in place for locking in the loan rate and getting that commitment letter, and they're going to stay in contact with you. That is really important. And so what I suggest for all of the real estate agents is to develop a one-on-one relationship with lenders and loan officers themselves so that you can do referrals the minute you find out that a borrower has a need for down payment and closing cost assistance. Our lenders are going to be the one to furnish the interest rates and to provide the applicable APRs. They're the ones that are going to go through the application, the mortgage loan application process, and check eligibility, and then determine whether it's the Platinum program or the Open Doors program that's going to be the best fit for the borrower. We don't expect real estate agents to memorize all the guidelines, but understanding the key features of the program, understanding that they're more flexible than most people think, that they're not limited to first-time home buyers, that's the first step. Because once you believe in the value of these programs, you can then educate your borrowers and link them to GSFA participating lenders. Now, as Eric mentioned, we have done some videos on the website. And so if you would like a more in-depth look at either the Platinum or the Open Doors program, we highly encourage that you visit the website and look at the program pages. There's the videos on our YouTube pages as well, and also on the Power is Now website as well. These videos really dive into how the programs work. There's even a video with a couple who have used the Platinum program and share their experience. First Bank is one of our participating lenders. You have Eric with us today, so I highly encourage reaching out to him. His contact information is here. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Carolyn. Now let's hear from Eric Frazier with First Bank about CalHAFA and other great down payment assistance programs. Welcome, Eric, to the show.
Thank you, Jenny. And I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and home loans on your program. You're doing a fantastic job being the host of the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. Now, for those of you who may not know me, you have seen me on other platforms on thepowerisnow.com. In addition to being the president and CEO of the Power is Now, I'm also a vice president and mortgage advisor with First Bank. My license number is 461807. The views and opinions that I express are my own and do not necessarily reflect that of First Bank. First Bank offers a variety of loan programs, including down payment assistance. We are an approved lender with the California Housing Finance Agency, as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. Now, you just heard a presentation from Carolyn, and the Golden State Finance Authority is an incredible program. And what I love the most about it is that if you're a teacher or first responder, then they're willing to provide the money to you free. And this is on both the Open Door program and also on the Platinum program. Now, primarily on the Platinum program, it's free, 5% in down payment assistance. And on the Open Door program, you can get as high as 7% in down payment assistance, but that is not free. That is not free. You'll have to pay it back. But the fact that you can get down payment assistance without having to make payments at zero interest or low interest is pretty amazing. So in addition to having the Golden State program, we also have the California Housing Finance Agency program. California Housing Finance Agency has helped over 200,000 people buy a home. 200,000 and providing them down payment assistance. And there are some unique differences between the Golden State program and the California Housing Finance Agency program that I would like to point out. And this would be a great way in kind of doing a high level overview on what you just heard from Carolyn and what may also be available for you with the California Housing Finance Authority. The first difference is that the Golden State Finance Authority, they have a maximum loan limit of $647,200. Now, prior to the increase in the new loan limits by FHFA, their limit was $548,250. So effective the first, it goes up, the 1st of January, it goes up to $647,200. Well, with the California Housing Finance Agency, prior to this increase, their limit was $822,375. Now, effective in January, it will be as high as $970,800. So imagine being a first-time home buyer and being able to buy a property needing a loan of $970,800 and being able to get down payment assistance to buy that property. Well, that's what's available with the California Housing Finance Authority. And so that's really a significant difference. First, the fact that you can get more money. I'm so happy that the government increased the loan limits. We've needed that as property values continue to increase. Another difference between the Golden State Finance Authority and the California Housing Finance Agency is that you don't have to be a first-time home buyer with the Golden State Finance Authority. With the California Housing Finance Authority, you have to be a first-time home buyer. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. You have to be a first-time home buyer. If you currently own a property right now, you're living in that property, then you will not be eligible. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you can be in a property right now and buy another home. No problem in getting the down payment assistance as long as you're going to occupy the property. With the California Housing Finance Agency, if you live in a property that you own right now, then you will not be eligible for financing with the California Housing Finance Authority. But let's say you own a property, but you've been renting in the property you live in. You've been renting for the last 3 years. Perhaps you own property because you inherited. It was given to you by your parents. Well, that would be one exception. Another exception would be that you lost your home through a natural disaster. That would be another exception. If it's happened, say, within the last 2 years, you can reach out to the California Housing Finance Agency and you can utilize down payment assistance to purchase another home because you lost your home through a natural disaster. So those are some of the exceptions to not being a first-time home buyer. Another exception that is unique, again, with the Golden State Finance Authority is that they'll allow you to buy a single-family home or a 2, 3, and 4-unit property. Whereas the California Housing Finance Agency will limit you to just a single-family home. They will make an exception if there is an ADU. And right now, ADUs are very popular. Most cities, regardless of where you live, will allow you to build an ADU. And that's something that the California Housing Finance Agency will assist you in doing if that's something you want to do. If you own your home already, if you want to build an ADU, there is money available up to $25,000 to help you with pre-development costs to build an ADU on your home. But to purchase a home, you got to be a first-time home buyer, and it has to be a single-family home zone in a residential zone, by the way, as well. So very, very important. Another big difference between the California Housing Finance Authority and the Golden State is that the down payment assistance and the closing cost assistance are two separate programs. So with the down payment assistance with the Golden State Finance Authority, it's really just all in one. If you get the open door or you get the platinum down payment assistance, the money can be used for either down payment or closing costs, or you can use all the money for down payment or all the money for closing costs. With the California Finance Agency, they have My Home, and the My Home is just for down payment, right? Just for down payment. And it can go as high as $15,000 or 3.5% for government loans, FHA, 3% for VA, 3% for conventional loans. So you're going to have to balance between the maximum amount in terms of the dollar amount they'll give you and the percentage. If you exceed $15,000, which is the dollar amount they'll give you, then you may be able to get more money if you meet certain parameters. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute here. So 3.5% of My Home can go towards down payment assistance, and 3% can go towards closing costs, and that's called ZIP, stands for Zero Interest Program. And that simply means that they'll give you up to 3% of the total loan amount, which includes mortgage insurance, towards your closing costs, provided that, again, you are a first-time home buyer, you meet all the other requirements. There's no dollar limit on the ZIP, but there is a dollar limit on the down payment assistance under My Home. Now, there are just a couple other differences that I'm going to bring out in regard to CalFHA and Golden State. Another difference is that with the California Housing Finance Agency, the down payment assistance you're going to receive, whether it be My Home or ZIP, has to be paid back. It is not a grant. It has to be paid back. And in fact, on My Home, it's at zero interest, but on the, not on My Home, on ZIP, the zero interest program, it's at zero interest. On My Home, where you're capped at $15,000 or 3% or 3.5%, depending on the program, you have to pay that money back. And there is an interest rate. You can go to the California Housing Finance Agency website, or you can download my mobile app at qualifiedtobuynow.com. Qualifiedtobuynow.com. Put in your telephone number and hit send. It'll send you the link. Download my mobile app, and you can see what the rates are on a daily basis for both the California Housing Finance Agency as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. And so there's interest to be charged on the My Home, no interest on Zip, but both have to be paid back. With the Platinum program, you don't have to pay the money back after 3 years. It's forgiven in 1/3, and then it's completely forgiven. With the Open Door, at least half the money has to be paid back when you sell the house or refinance. With California Housing Finance Agency, half the money has to be paid back if you refinance or sell the property. Very important. Here's a couple of game changers that are really differentiators. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you don't need co-signers. I mean, they will allow you to have co-signers and co-borrowers, non-occupant co-borrowers. But with the California Housing Finance Agency, they don't allow co-signers on many of the programs, particularly the VA and the conventional product, and they don't allow non-occupant co-borrowers. So there are many differences between the two programs, and it's so important to sit down with a mortgage advisor that specializes in down payment assistance so that you can get accurate information. Now, I've done a complete series of interviews with Carolyn Sansori about the Golden State down payment assistance, My Home, not My Home, but Platinum, and also the Open Door program. You can find that video on their website at gsfahome.org or on the Powers Now website at thepowersnow.com. Look at Mortgage Spotlight. If you're interested also in interest-only loans or home equity lines of credit or super jumbo loans up to $3 million, we handle that here at First Bank. We can do just about anything, and we lend in 48 states. And so if you're watching in another state, give me a call. You can reach me at 714-475-8629 or drop me an email at eric.frazier@thepowerinnow. Thank you so much, Jenny, for this opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and other loan programs. And folks, I want to encourage you to tune in and watch Jenny on all of her shows.
Thank you, Eric. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Many Californians fear that they will not be able to pay their rent next month. Financial education and literacy are the catalyst for relief. So what resources are out there? A State of California program connects you with a HUD-certified housing counselor who can assist you on your financial education journey with no cost to you. Call today at 1-800-569-4287. Again, that is 1-800-569-4287.
Those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our Realtor and Homebuyer seminars, coming soon online. Register today to get your seat. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for attending my show on the Powers Now TV. I hope the information today was beneficial. If I could be of any assistance to you on buying or selling a home, please contact me. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374. My license number is 01249788. I've been licensed since 1998. And remember, the power is now.
The Power is Now Media is worldwide with growing audience of future homebuyers, investors, builders, developers, real estate agents, and brokers. The Power is Now Media is well positioned to increase awareness and produce results for our growing roster of advertising partners. An advertisement on any of our platforms is the right step toward reaching and communicating key brand messages to a targeted network of individuals, families, and communities interested in housing. Our content areas include feature stories and profiles on successful real estate agents, business owners, government, and community leaders. The Power is Now magazines are the leading resource for real estate agents, mortgage bankers, entrepreneurs, and small home ownership businesses, providing leaders with business strategy information, resources, and tools through PIN, real estate, and programming guide magazines. Stay up to the minute with real estate and mortgage news and information from industry experts. VIP agents are able to feature listings each week. The Power is Now TV radio podcast features weekly shows that include Homebuyers Town Hall, Real Estate Roundtable, VIP Agent Spotlight, and so much more. Each week, VIP agents have opportunities to be featured guests on the shows. VIP agents can discuss and showcase houses, neighborhoods, and provide brief introduction. The interviews are unlimited 10 to 15 minutes on each current listing. This product alone separates you from your competition. The Power is Now delivers to you market update interview to promote listing weekly, promotional biographical video, co-host a bi-monthly Homebuyers Town Hall show, featured subject matter expert on Real Estate Roundtable show. The Power is Now program guide e-magazine. The Power is Now national e-magazine, article writing and blogging, social media content customization, inclusion and press releases, graphic design services, business and performance coaching, technology support, referrals, lead generation opportunities, and management support.